Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin's options expiring tomorrow, November 26th to be exact. If you like these kinds of videos, you should definitely like, comment, and subscribe, and check out our Patreon for all that exclusive content that you're not going to get on YouTube right away. But I need you to remember something. Everything here is not financial advice. It's strictly opinions based off of research, news, and other resources like that. So with that in mind, you should be able to enjoy this video. So today, I'm just going to go briefly over Bitcoin having some options expiring tomorrow. The reason this is a big deal is because we've seen a lot of downwards pressure, right? So we've seen the price tumbling down. And when it's tumbling down, obviously people get scared and they start asking, why are things tumbling? Pretty simple, actually. Well, obviously there's not really much technical analysis you could do here, but you could see that we've been consistently respecting roughly about the 57,000 mark in terms of where we bounce usually in the last little while, especially in the daytime. If you look at it from a weekly perspective, you see we've been just consistently bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. Like you see, we're not really going much lower than this right now. So it's looking like we're more or less safe. And if you look at it from the monthly perspective, it looks like we're double or triple bottoming, depending on how you construe it. You know what I mean? Like you got a bottom here, one here, and one here. So this could really be a lot of speculation, but I think it has a lot to do with this right here. Hold on, right here. So this article came out a little while ago, and it was talking about Bitcoin bulls losing 365 million upon Friday's BTC options expiry. But you see, that's the thing. On the 26th, they expire, meaning that all those people on the short end are going to have to be paid out. And then what's going to end up happening is that the bulls will lose their momentum. But here's the thing that's interesting. If you actually look at the data, there's a lot of short positions open right now. So it looks to me like I don't think we're going to go that much lower, and this is about to turn into a bear trap. That's my personal opinion. Because Ethereum hasn't really tanked, but Bitcoin has. So I think most of it has just been to liquidate these large positions that were going long on a high leverage, which is usually why the price of Bitcoin will dump. Because if people go high leverage and they make a shit ton of money on, let's say the 50x, you know how many people are going to get rich just from Bitcoin moving on to the next leg? They don't allow that. Bitcoin will make its move upwards when the fear is put into the bulls again. Now, personally, the way I see it is tomorrow is going to be a key factor, because we already had the Mt. Gox news saying that they're going to be paying out their creditors, insurances, and shareholders and all that. But now we're also going to see the options expire. So the FUD has already hit, meaning that this is the time in the cycle where, be fearful when people are greedy and be greedy when people are fearful, right? So we've hit that cycle of fear. Now, I don't know whether or not I could say that it's going to go up indefinitely. Personally, I think that we could even just see a lot of consolidation for a little while, but we'll see what happens. It depends on what happens with Mt. Gox, if they end up dumping all at the same time, or if they've already dumped and this is what we're actually seeing. Because for all we know, if they did dump their 150,000 Bitcoin, then that would have already reflected the money that was taken out of the market. But the other factor is that could have been people taking their money out before Mt. Gox dumps. So we could see a lot of there's a lot of possibilities here. But personally, I think that as of tomorrow, when the options expire, we might see more green days. Personally. The other thing too that I wanted to mention was this, right? So while we're on the subject of futures, we even have Ethereum's options expiring tomorrow as well. So that's two major cryptocurrencies, and their options are expiring on the same day. And while most people would be like, okay, that's not necessarily anything that really matters, it kind of does, because people's positions based off of this stuff it's like there's bears and bulls pulling on both sides, right? So it's like if the Ethereum bulls are up this week and Bitcoin bulls are down this week, don't be surprised if you see shifts. You know, they're kind of shuffling their money around the whales so that way they could make wherever they can on both sides. And the only people that are really losing their money badly in these scenarios are retail traders getting wrecked on high leverage. But I figured I'd let you guys know that tomorrow the options expire, and it could be green, because usually when they expire, it's a lot of pressure off Bitcoin. So at the very least, we're not likely to see it dump right away unless Mt. Gox is the deciding factor on that. The other thing I wanted to mention was this. Bitcoin has officially overtaken PayPal on value transferred, meaning that the amount of money being transferred on Bitcoin has officially surpassed PayPal. It's pretty fucking big. So for people that are still, Bitcoin is a scam, scams don't usually overtake one of the world's largest companies in volume of transactions. So maybe reconsider your position. It's not financial advice, but at this point, is it more risky to be involved in it or more risky to just not be involved in it? So I figured I'd at least make that point said, and keep in mind too, MasterCard is the next one. So if it overtook PayPal, MasterCard is pretty much the next on the list of value transferred. That's quite a lot. And the thing that people seem to forget is that Bitcoin is a global market, 24 hours, and it works everywhere. You know, PayPal, MasterCard, as much as they are, industry standards and they're big and they're established, the thing is like they've already mostly hit their peak. Bitcoin seems to be consistently hitting more peaks. So I don't really think it's going to slow down anytime soon, that whole thing. This is another thing too that I wanted to mention as well, just related to that, is Russians transact 5 billion in crypto each year. That's what the Bank of Russia says. So Putin recently made a statement not too long ago saying that crypto it could be considered money. He's one of the most lenient in terms of politicians for crypto, because he understands that it's more or less a free market. It's not really affecting the ruble, it's affecting the US dollar more than anything. So for Putin and Russia, they don't really care about crypto. Like, yes, they're pretty established in it, they use it, but like they're not trying to shut it down, because for them if anything, it only gives them more leverage on a global perspective. Whereas other countries are scared of it because they're losing power against it in perspective. So it's a very interesting thing that I figured I'd at least give you guys that little market update so you guys could know about what's going on with Bitcoin. Obviously, there's probably a lot more that I don't know about yet, but this is just to tie up for those options and how they're about to expire, and just a little milestone that Bitcoin has officially surpassed. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you stayed to the end, definitely, once again, I'm going to say check out our Patreon, because we had a few exclusive calls that took off on it, and we definitely want you guys to be the first ones to get it. And that Patreon, by the way, will end up the link to our Discord. And once the Discord is set up, I plan on creating a community where it's all OG crypto heads, few big Twitter guys, solid people who've been doing research with me since 2017. So all established players, and for the most part, it's going to be a good community. Take care.